Hey, good morning, everyone. Paul McMahon here from Forex Smart Trade. So glad to be with you this Tuesday morning, January 12th. Our mission here at Forex Smart Trade is to help you become the best version of yourself. And we do that by teaching you how to currency trade using our proprietary indicators and our best in the business one-on-one training. We are so confident in how well our indicators perform and our ability to train you that we back that up with a guarantee. And that guarantee is that once you have been trained, we will let you trade company money. And eventually you'll have the opportunity to trade up to $100,000, keeping 80% of what you make. So very good deal. In this session, I typically look at two of the dozen or so indicators, or use two of the dozen or so indicators that we have to make a trade. My favorite indicator is something called the 10-point trade, and that is what we will start with. With that, however, before we get going, I need to go through the disclosure. So let us pop that up. Listen to it.
Due to federal and state regulations, we are providing the following disclosure. Please stay tuned, as this will take less than a minute. Foreign exchange and futures trading are highly risky, and you can lose all the money you invest should you decide to engage in live trading. We are not responsible for your investment, trading, or tax decisions. We are not licensed financial advisors, traders, accountants, stockbrokers, or attorneys. We are not licensed commodities brokers and do not engage in or facilitate commodities transactions. We are not an introducing broker, and we make no recommendation as to where you should invest or what broker you should trade with. As you apply what you learn, we recommend you seek advice from licensed professionals. Any trade results that we show should not be considered typical of our students. We do not and cannot track the results or performance of our students' private trading accounts. We do not know what a typical or average student earns or loses trading. This is not a get-rich-quick program, guaranteed system, or business opportunity. We sell training and trading tools. We make no promises our training or tools will generate future income for students, and you may not make your investment back, including your investment in this training. Any redistribution or recording of this material is strictly prohibited without advanced written permission.
All right. That guy's a little negative. Oops, what happened here? In addition to this live trade that we do on Tuesdays at 6:30 Eastern Time, we provide a variety of live trades with different traders. I highly suggest that unless you're doing 30 pips a day or even 20 pips a day, that you attend as many of these as you can. It's all about improving your skill and to watch other traders trade. The ones that do these webinars is they're all good traders, so there's always something to learn. The yellow are for light members, the green are for regular members, and the purple is for regular members. That's an extra paid session. So take a quick snapshot, try to attend as many as you can, and that will help you. As if you don't know, I like to trade off of a trade routine. It's a little bit like a pilot's checklist. I go through each of these items every morning before I start, to ensure that I'm ready to go. The first item is check, make sure everything's connected and live. I know my green chart's connected to the internet when it's green up here. I know I have a live chart when it is green down here. If I were to go back in time, it becomes red down here. Why would I go back in time? Say I happen to see a certain signal, and when I see A, B, and C, usually a winning trade results. And if I were to see that a few times to verify that is indeed a good trade, I would go back and back test it. So I'd go back in time, run the charts, and then just start marking it as I would go forward to see, hey, here's A, B, and C, and hey, this results in this trade. So back testing is an important part of improving your skill before you're trading with real money. CoinEx, let's see if our CoinEx is connected. And I know it's connected because I see the price jumping here. So we're good there. Review of yesterday's trade. We're not going to do that today because we didn't trade last week because I was traveling in Greece for some business. Talk about lockdowns there. Everything is closed. None of the stores are open. Coffee stores are open that you can take out some coffee, but everything else is pretty much closed. And if you go outside, you have to text the government, tell them where you're going and how long you're going to be. And if you get caught outside without having gotten permission to be outside, you get a big fat fine. So a little bit worse than it is here. And apparently they don't have the hospitals to kind of deal with the sick people. So they want to try to minimize it as best they can. On the review of yesterday trade, as you're a new trader, it is good to keep a journal. It is also good to take a screenshot. Take a screenshot of the trade before you take it. If we can see exactly what you were looking at and the trade turns out to be bad, we can go through and say, hey, this is, this was a good or wasn't a good trade by looking at the signal and saying, hey, you missed this here. In fact, I was looking at somebody's screenshot last week, and they were trying to use a 10-point trade, but they were taking sell trades when the majors were oversold. So that's generally not a good trade. So take the screenshot, and then you can get some feedback so we can get you up to that 80 to 90% accuracy. We are technical traders. Our indicators are very good at picking up price action movement. So with that, there are two things. There's a price action movement, and there's also what's called fundamental analysis, and that is news-related items that move currency pairs. On those news-related items, we are not very good at picking them. So what we like to do is take a look at what the scheduled news is to be for a day. And this is, we get that from forexfactory.com. And you can see it breaks news down into three categories. Yellow is low impact, orange is medium impact, and we don't have any reds until Thursday, when red means high impact. Fed Chairman Powell is going to speak at 1:30 on Thursday. That has the potential to move the market. So when we see a red item, we want to make sure that we are not carrying a position when that happens, because it could shoot the currency either way, and we don't know. So I try to stay out of a trade 2 hours before, and then I might go back into it 30 minutes afterwards after the news is settled. So we've got nothing to worry about today, Tuesday, January 12th. So we get clear sailing. And then we are going to go into our technical analysis. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to look to see if I have the beginnings of a signal. The signal I am looking for is what is known as the 10-point signal. And with the 10-point signal, we start with the majors and minors, which is this middle part of the chart. And I'm looking for situations where I am oversold. That means the lines are below the red line, or overbought above the red line. And if I am oversold, I want everybody, all the lines pointing up. And as you see right now, I don't have all the lines pointing up. So I don't have the first part of the signal. This chart that I'm looking at is something I call the composite chart. It shows us 6 different currency pairs, all on a 1-hour chart. Euro, dollar, pound dollar, Australian US dollar, Swiss franc, US dollar, yen, US dollar, Canadian dollar. So I'm looking for oversold, overbought, and then I want the lines going in the opposite direction. So if I'm oversold, I want all the lines pointed up. If I'm overbought, I want all the lines pointed down. So overbought, but my majors, which are the red and green lines, are pointed out. So nothing there. Australian US dollar. We're into the channel. We're not quite halfway, but everybody's not pointing down well enough. You see the green lines kind of going sideways. So I would consider a trade if it's into the channel, as long as it hasn't quite gotten halfway. It hasn't, but you see the green is kind of pushing up a little bit. So no good. US dollar, Swiss franc, I'm oversold. Everybody's pointing down, and it's the lines are very tight on this. Both the red and green, the majors and minors are very tight. We actually have very strong down pressure here. This is telling me there's more down in the movement, but it is a trade I would not take because I am not familiar with the dollar Swiss franc. And since we're oversold, I don't know how much more of a down push there is. Dollar yen, we are overbought, and everybody's pointing down. We're not quite halfway on the majors. And I've got a double cross. The red is crossed over the green, and the black is crossed over the gray. So I've got 3 points here. So that's the beginning. What I'm doing is counting how many lines are going in the right direction. So I've got everybody kind of going in the right direction here. The green line is nice and steep. So let's go up to our TNTs, and I'm going to look to see how many of the lines up here are going in the right direction. The orange lines are directional. The thick orange is going down. The thin orange, however, is going up. I would ideally like to have this guy going down. Blue is inversely related. So when blue goes down, that means up. So I've got thick blue coming down, dotted blue going up. So right now I've only got 2 of the 4 lines going in the direction I want. I want ideally 3 or 4 of the lines going in the right direction. So I don't have enough support here to make this a good trade. What I'm looking for is situations, high probability situations, where I can take a trade. I only need 3, 4, 5 trades a day to be profitable. And as you see from the trade results I send out, I think yesterday I had 4 trades. So I am just kind of cherry picking for when I see a proper trade. So I don't have enough here. USD Canadian, we are in the middle of the channel, more than halfway, so nothing there. This chart is primarily all pairs that have the US tied to them. So I've made another composite chart that has some non-US pairs to them. So here's the euro pound, oversold, but they're not pointing up yet. Still sideways, and I don't have the double cross. Australian dollar, yen. We are overbought. Everybody is going down. I do have the double cross, red crossed over, black crossed over. What I don't like about this is that we have this kink in the green line on the majors. So it is starting to go sideways. If this kink wasn't here, I would still consider this. If I look up to the TNTs, the 2 orange lines are going down, the 2 blue lines are going up, which means down. So I've got all 4 here. And I have up pressure, but I've got the red line on top, so that gives me a point here. So I do have I've got 8 points here. The thing I don't like is this little kink in the line. So even though all the lines are going down in the right direction, this kink bothers me. I now he's almost straight. I'm going to wait. Let's go and see what else we have. We might come back and take a look at this AUDJPY. Canadian oversold. Everybody's going up, and everybody's actually, all these lines, the red and green and the black and gray are nice and tight. Very nice steepness here. So I like those 3 points here. Thin orange is going up. Thick orange is sideways. The two blues are going down, thick blue and dotted blue. So I've got 3 out of the 4 here. I've got down pressure. Green line is going sideways. So green is on top and the lines are diverging. And what I mean by the lines are diverging, they are separating. So I actually like this signal. Let's go back. So I've got 7 points, 3 here, 3 here, the one orange and the 2 blues. And I have the green line on top with the lines diverging, another point there. So what I want to do, once I've got my 7 points, I need a minimum of 7 to consider the trade. I am going to pull up the full chart so I can figure out what it's worth. So what do we got? Euro CAD. Let's see if I've had that open. Euro CAD. I'm going to just open this one and change it. Euro. And I'm sorry, this is going to take a minute because I was having some computer problems and I had to change the drive that the charts were located on. So it's trying to figure out where that is. So let's see if it does. Why don't we do this? We'll just take, I don't like to screw with my Euro USD chart, but we will. Save. And I'm going to chart settings, Euro Canadian. Okay. Apply. Okay. And we will resave this. Save as. Euro Canadian is actually S. Standard time. Let me just make sure that the settings are okay. Yes, the settings are okay. So first thing I do, so I got the 7 points before. I want to put some support and resistance in. So if we're going back to my trade routine, I want to see where the support and resistance is and what the trend is, where the channels are. So to do that, as I normally trade on the euro dollar, I've already got those put in there. I don't generally trade on the euro Canadian. So actually, I spelt it wrong. So let me just spell it right. So I'm going to drop some support and resistance in. Support and resistance is where the lines seem to naturally stop. So stopping in here, 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 right in here. And why that's important is because those lines tend to define, there's a lot of buying and selling that occurs at those spots where it stops like that. So when it gets back to that spot, people who have previously bought and sold are like unloading their positions because it didn't go the right way and they're getting back to break even. So it tends to cause it to stop. So right in here, we've got some stopping right in here, right in here, right in here, right in here, and here. On the euro dollar, these breaks between the lines, usually on a 1 hour chart, is about 30 pips. Here you can see it's 50 pips on the euro Canadian dollar. So let's also put one above and one below. So you can see it's stopped in here, stopped in here, stopped in here, and one above. We got some stopping here, right in here, right in here, right in here a bit. So we've got some support and resistance. So now let's open up our chart a little bit. And what has the trend been? What's it been doing the last 2 weeks? Trading into a downtrend. I want to know what the trend is, because if I'm taking a buy trend, taking a buy position in a downtrend, it's worth less pips because I'm trading against the trend. So it's been trading down the last even the last 2 days, very down. Now we are sitting right on a resistance line. So I want to take a buy trade, but I am sitting on this resistance line. I don't like to take a buy trade when we're sitting on a resistance line because I want it to break that line before I take the trade. Now we could go ahead and let's see what else we're seeing here. So on the 2 hour chart, the majors are going up very steeply. The minors not quite so. They're going up, but they're more of a sideways. On the pressure, I've got down pressure with green on top and the kink with the diverging lines. On the 2 hour, I have or oversold, majors going up, minors going up, majors going up quite steeply. I've got down pressure with red on top, so the pressure is not in my favor. I do have this kink in the green line telling me, so it's kind of converging. The lines are coming together. And on the day chart, oversold but sideways. Oversold but sideways, very strong down pressure, which we saw the trend has been going down. On the 30-minute, we're going up. On the majors and minors, we're almost through the channel. I've got up pressure, and I have been overbought here now on the 5 or the 2.5 minute. We see it going up a little bit. So what we could do here is, if it breaks this channel, let's see how many pips we have. We got 40 pips here. Yeah, 40 pips. Let's go ahead and take a pending buy. So to take a pending buy, we're going to say that if it gets, let's see. If it gets to 15.20, we are going to take a buy, and we will take it for 10 pips to 15.30. So let's go ahead and do that. If this trade doesn't close by lunchtime, noon Eastern, close it out. So first I've got to open up the chart, file, new chart, and we're looking for Euro Canadian, not in this top group, not in this second group. Let's see, Euro Australian, Euro. What are all these guys here? Where's Euro Canadian? I miss it. Oh, here it is, Euro Canadian. I am going to, I've got templates because I don't like this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and take, we are going to, there's $8,200 in this account. So to have proper risk management, I am going to move my decimal place over 4 spots. So I'm going to take a lot size of 0.82. Oops. Go up here to new order. My volume is going to be 0.82. And I'm going to change from market execution to pending execution. And I'm going to take a buy stop. So we said we wanted to take that buy stop at come on, at 155.201, 155.201, 1.55201, and we're going to do take profit at 1.55301, and the stop loss. Let's go back and take a look. I like to go 2 support and resistances away, so I would really like to take the stop loss right down here. 154433. So it has to break this line and this line to take me out. So 5443. So 1.54433 and place. So if it breaks that resistance, oops, where we go here. So if he gets up to this point, we're going to take the buy because I want him to break. I want him to break that this resistance line before we take the trade. So if it breaks it and goes up, it'll go. If not, it won't. I like that we've got strong up on the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 4 hour. And that the green lines here is going sideways. We've got the kink here, we've got the kink here, and we've got the kink here. So if it continues to go up, that'll be good. Let's take a real quick look at, see if we have a, I'm going to look for another signal right now. The signal is the thick orange line signal. On the thick orange line signal, I'm looking at this number over here on the right. I want it to be 0 or minus 100. No, this is within 10 of minus 100. So yes, but when I see this, I want confirmation. That confirmation is that all of these lines are down below the red. It's not. Minus 100, yes, but all my lines are not below the red. Minus 38, no. Minus 24, no. 0, yes. And the lines are above, but I like to see the lines a little higher. I'd like to see this red line a little bit higher when I take the trade. Let's go to the next one. So I don't like it quite enough. We've just changed onto the new hour. I'm just going to go back and look the previous hour just to see where we're at. Minus 26, minus 100, Minus 100 is a yes, but the lines aren't below the red. No. Minus 35, no. Minus 92, yes. But all the lines are up versus being down here, so that's a no. Minus 93, that's a yes. All the lines are below, and this is pretty good. Let's see what NZD, USD, and it jumped up to 79. We could take a 5 pip buy right here. 5 pip buy on the NZD, USD, because we went from minus 93 and the lines down here to minus 79. So it's jumped by more than 10. Let's take a 5 pip buy on the NZD, USD. So file, new chart, NZD, USD. NZD, USD is right here. Let's open them up. Template. I am going to new order, 0.82. This is going to be a market buy. All right. And I'm going to right click on it and add my take profit and stop loss. So I'm going to right click, go to modify. This trade is always worth 5 pips. 5 pips equals 50 points. And based on what the success rate for this trade is, we're going to use a 4-to-1 stop loss. So if I'm going for 5 pips, I'm going to put a 20 pip stop loss on there. And I want to just make sure I get the full 5 pips. So I got in at 0.7177. We're taking a buy, so I'm going to go to 7183. So I'm just going to adjust this to 837. So I get the full 5 pips. And then click modify, and it has put our take profit and stop loss on there. So to recap, we took 2 trades: a 5 pip thick orange line trade on the NZD USD buy, and we took a buy stop on using the 10-point trade on the Euro Canadian. Euro Canadian was trending down. It was sitting on a resistance. So we didn't want to take the market trade, even though we had the signal. But if it broke that resistance and started going up, it would continue to go up because we saw the 1 hour, the 2 hour, and the 4 hour all showing strong up. Any questions, comments? All right. Thanks so much. We're here to help. Appreciate you being here, and we will connect next week. Bye-bye.